أهلا وسهلا جزاك الله خير بارك الله فيكم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. يا إخوان يا أخوات بارك الله فيكم جزاكم الله خير. I would like to inshallah ta'ala begin tape number 2 walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen on protecting yourself is the law of self-defense, which is very informative and the information on how to protect yourself when being arrested, which we done yesterday on tape 1, charge of a crime, and being incarcerated in the prison system. Alhamdulillah, without too much or further explanation on giving some clarity based upon the evidence that I have of why I am giving this type of information. Okay, so I will explain later in detail, inshallah ta'ala, why. But in the first tape, you will remember, if you go back to the first tape, you'll know why I am doing this particular type of talk or lesson or information giving or giving information. Because unfortunately, a lot of us in the world, Muslim and non-Muslim, do not have a clear understanding, if they've never been in this particular situation, what to expect. So I find it very important, inshallah. Now, so I'm going to close this because I like to speak from the heart when I'm talking to the people or trying to give some great benefit. It's from experience. Now, so inshallah ta'ala, we left yesterday off with tape 1 with now you have went through all the things that is needed in order for them to bring you to this point. And one of them things were you get arrested. I mean, you get stopped or something happened in your life, whatever it is. The cops, they read your rights. The police officer reads your rights. The man the rights and so forth like this. Then they take you to the handcuff you. They take you to the station, whatever the case is. They place you in the cell. From that point, you go to see the magistrate, the things that you can do, the do's and don'ts. All this is important. Okay. From that point, you get your phone call, whether you're gonna make bail or not, whatever the case is, let your family know where you're at or where you're going. But one thing for sure, you're not going home unless you pay or whatever. Okay? So at this particular time, you just have to be patient. As I said in tape number 1, you have to be patient at all times and put your trust and faith in the Lord Ta'ala, the Creator, the Almighty, the Everlasting. So, alhamdulillah, now they place you in the wagon, they take you on the road, wherever your district at, to the county prison or the county jail, right, the county prison, because it is a prison, a place where they're going to incarcerate. You're going to be there for some time or whatever until your bill is paid or you're going to court, whatever the case is, okay, to fight your case, okay? From this point, you wind up getting off the train, off the wagon or car, whatever they transport you in. And you first time, soon as you get out, you see gates or whatever you may see. The gates are there to contain you so you cannot escape once you are inside them gates. A whole different world, okay? It's a whole different world. These are basically for first time people that never been there. I'm just giving you an introduction, some information that can help you so that you won't hurt yourself being there, or something to this effect. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you from being there. But because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we don't know what's in our decree, in our predestiny. So I'm giving this to you as informative information where that it can help you through that part of the struggle, inshallah. Now, so we know that the gates are there to contain the person and have like this barbed wire with razors on it. Some of the places, some have just erected brick walls, wherever wherever your location at. But once you go inside of there, it's a whole different world now, And we're going to go from the time that you arrived there. The time that you arrived there, you're going to be asked to, remove yourself, come on to the front of the bus, everybody get up. 9 out of 10, you're going to be handcuffed or shackled with another individual from the district that's also going through the same thing you're going through. One of the rules that I can give you from that point, don't never tell no one basically what you're there for. It's none of their business. People will use that against you in there. Another thing is, don't talk too much. Don't go through the motion of not talking when you have to. Trying to put on this tough guy mentality, because that only draws attention. It shows that you're a problem maker or something to this effect, or you're scared, whatever it may be. But you're going to be shackled with a guy, and you're going to be handcuffed majority of the times, and you're going to, inshallah, be with that person until you get inside that facility, until they feel comfortable taking the handcuffs off of y'all, and to that point there. But this person may try to talk to you, find out what your name is, try to get into your personal business. Don't tell him anything. It's none of his business, no matter how much he try to appear to be your friend. Okay? It's none of his business whatsoever. Okay? So, because they would only, just like the officers, they would only use the information that you give them to their advantage. Like, you don't know this guy, you never knew this guy, he's a criminal, whether he committed homicide, whether he committed armed robberies, whether he committed rape, whatever it is, you could be just there for a basic domestic dispute, or too many domestic disputes, or traffic tickets, or, like I said, something very minor. It could be there for anything that's small. But this guy is for a whole different level. So he's a whole different type of criminal at this particular time. So you don't want to tell him anything. Might be his 7th time coming through there. He's just like, people, as soon as you go through there, they know him, So you don't want to be talking to this guy, but you don't want to feel like you're afraid either. Remember the motto, eyes and ears open, mouth shut, okay? So they're going to take you off of there, and they're going to take you through the gate. They're going to take you to the receiving room. Receiving room is where that the people, they receive, the prison system receives their clients. And I would say clients as in, because they make money. They make money off of you being there. So they receive you in. It's going to look rough. People want to be loud. The correctional officers, they're going to be like, guys from the street and all this. They're not going to be professional. And it's their jail. It's their prison, So you can't think you're going to go there and you're going to change things. It's the wrong thing. You're going there, you're going to comply with their rules. You don't want to go there breaking their rules, because they have a place they will put you. And before you get there, they will do some things to you, okay? So you want to go there and comply the rules, as you should. You're not supposed to be rule breakers, first of all. Alhamdulillah for Islam and the Sunnah. So, you go there, to do your time or whatever the case is, and you just basically get into yourself. So as you go through this situation, they're going to put you in a room. It's called a receiving room, and it's a big cells. It's cells in there that they put the people that's coming in or whatever the case may be, or it be rooms with doors, shut, lock, open, close, or they command only. Okay, so you got to remember this as well. The first time you get there, a lot of times you're going to see. The first time you get there, you're going to see that you know it's a whole different lifestyle. It's like, wow, now I'm here. What do I do? You know, and unfortunately, a lot of people, they break down. They break down. They scared. It shows in their eyes, their body language. You know, they were talking too much. They want to see the guys who they think they know. They try to start ask questions that they shouldn't ask. Okay, it's rules. One of the rules is that you don't talk. You pay attention. This is the first people that may just, like I said, you ain't got to be a hardened criminal. Things just happen. And you wind up there, and there's nothing you can do about it at that particular time. And don't talk to people. Don't be just trying to start conversations, because you open yourself up for a person to take advantage of you. And this is the truth, okay? So you want to keep your eyes and ears open, mouth shut. Talk only when you have to talk. But do majority looking and listening. This is how you're going to have to learn, okay? So when you're there, you're going to put you in that cell. And it's going to be in there with a whole bunch of people. They got locked up, they got booked, as they call it, or, have placed in their custody until court decides otherwise. Okay, so at this particular time, the only thing that you should be worried about is first your life. You should be worried about your safety. You should be worried about your protection and how you're going to defend yourself if you have to, And this is the reality, Like I said, this is something that a lot of people don't expect. They think they're going to ditch and dodge for the rest of their life. It can just happen. Like I said, you can just drive out there and hit somebody in the car. May law protect us. You can write something you shouldn't put your name on. It can be anything that bring you there. It can be domestic violence, domestic dispute. It can be just the smallest of things, okay? So it don't have to be something major. Always remember that. So yes, you would be in that cell, and the COs there. They are correctional officers. They're the ones who are the police of the jail. They're the police of that prison, and everybody in there, besides to have their uniform on, is a prisoner. Okay, you want to have some that try to make it seem like they're bigger than others. Big guys been going there. They've been there 4 or 5 years, been there 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. But they've been there, and the people know them. They are like trustees or whatever the case may be, and they're there, comfortably. They comfortable. So I just wanted you to give you that insight. What you're going to see. You're going to see that cell, and then they're going to call your name, and then when they call your name, you're going to come out, and they're going to, ask you what is your clothing size. What size you wear, so they can fit it for your uniform, for your new outfit, basically, your correctional outfit. And then from that point, once you go through that, then you'll be in there, and you probably eat there as well until the shift change or whatever the case may be. Then once everybody in that cells get they numbers, they got everything, what block they're going to go through, where they're going to be housed at, all of this, the medical, you got to go through medical, you got to go through all this, get approved. All this stuff is mandatory. You got to go through medical. That's that's major medical. What type of uniform you're going to wear, where you're going to be housed at, who you're going to be housed with. Like a lot of times, this is how it goes. So in this case, after they take you through all of this, and then they're going to call your name, and you're going to be escorted to medical, or either they're going to however they do it first, and then you're going to be taken to your housing area. Now, so when you're at your housing area, they take you there. You're going to have your belongings. They might give you a mattress. You got to get your mattress, the roll-ups, whatever they call them. And a lot of times you put them on your shoulder, you carry it, your toothbrush, your soap, and they give you a care package, all this kind of stuff. So you wind up being escorted to whatever block that you want to be going to, whatever living faculty or facility that you want to be going to, whatever block. Okay, so now, once you get there, it's going to be another guard. They're going to take you, and they're going to say, okay, you got that cell over there. You go there. When you get there, what you're going to find is that, a lot of times you're not going to have a cell by yourself, okay? You're not going to have a cell by yourself, and what's going to happen is you might go in there maybe 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, maybe 12, and be 1 afternoon, be morning time, whatever, but you're going to be placed probably in a room or in a cell with other people. So, if you're used to your comfortability, people not being in your space, well, guess what? Right now, it's getting ready to change. Because at this particular time, you really don't have a daggone choice. And I'm being honest. You're going to be in there with people that you don't know. People that probably, honestly, killed their mothers. People that killed their fathers. And I hate to say this. People that rape children. People that rob people at gunpoint. Tie people up, kidnap. They just throw you in there with whoever. Here it is, you're a first timer. You never committed a crime ever in your life, other than you may have not paid your parking tickets, or you forgot to pay your child support, or your income tax, whatever it may be. Okay, you're going to be housed in that particular unit with those people. Okay, you're going to be housed with them. You don't know who they are. Sometimes they put 4 in the room. Sometimes it's 2. Sometimes it's 5. And you got to live with these guys until, the law says otherwise. And that's going to be your learning experience, that you're going to have to realize that I'm not going anywhere, and this is my home until otherwise. This is where I'm housed at. So now, here we go. You wake up in the morning, you see people for the first time that you're sleeping with, if you get there at nighttime or whatever the case may be. You got to get up early, you got to straighten your bunks, you got to straighten your beds up, all this kind of stuff. Usually they're going to feed you through in your room, or they're going to bring you out into the block, where that is an open area where people sit and they eat and so forth like this. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that you've never seen before. Okay, people that you wouldn't want to meet on your worstest nightmare. And I'm just keeping it 100 with you. And you're going to find some people that may be just like you. This is their first time. And they trying to find a buddy. They trying to find somebody they can talk to. They trying to find somebody they can ask questions. This is the reality. And you have to be very careful, because if you ask the wrong person a question, then they're going to take that question that you have asked and they're going to flip it 10 times before you realize that you gave out the wrong answer, that you asked the wrong question. Okay? And then from that point, you could become prey. Okay? Now the predators, they preying on you because they know this is your first time. So how do a person cover that? How do they say, well, how can I not let people know? Okay? You can't lie to yourself. You can't make yourself say, I've been here 10 times, I know the ropes, because you don't. And I guarantee you're not going to be able to fake it till you make it. Okay? This is one situation you're not going to be able to fake it till you make it. Okay? You're going to have to go through that system. You're going to have to go through not knowing. You're going to have to go through not knowing. And in a way, it's a good thing, because it shows that you're not a criminal. You never been through this situation. You're 18, or you 25, you 35, you 45, you 60, you 70. You never been there. First time ever. Okay? It's a whole different world. It's a whole different world. Okay? You hear all this noise, people talking, people running. They say it's phone time, people running for the phones, fights breaking out over the phones, because people trying to make bail too. People trying to call their peoples, people stealing people's phone cards, asking, you may ask somebody, excuse me, can you help me dial this phone, because you don't know how to work the phone system. This guy said, I'll help you, bang. The next thing you know, every time you try to use your phone, they say that, you don't have, something's wrong with the phone, or the place that you calling, or whatever the case may be. That person will use your phone time, because you trusted a criminal. You trusted a person that's a desperate, right? That's desperate, right? With your vital information. You have made yourself a target because you wasn't patient. You didn't sit back. You didn't collect your thoughts. You didn't sit back and say, man, and I'm going to sit and I'm going to remain, and I'm going to stand strong, and I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open, mouth shut, and I'm going to pay attention, and I'm going to follow the rules to the best of my ability. That's about the best thing you can do, okay? And if something was to happen, then I know for a fact that I have the right to protect myself and defend myself. And this is also a true fact, okay? So you have to get into yourself and say, hey, I'm going to be here. I can't go nowhere right now. Your main thing now is obeying the rules, learning the rules, obeying the rules, and be careful. Watch your back at all times, honestly. Watch your property at all times, and don't let nobody try to tell you other than what the system is telling you. Meaning, if the guards say, hey, it's time to go to bed, then it's time to go to bed. If you say you can't use the shower at this time, you can't use the shower at this time. Don't let nobody say, hey, go ahead and use the shower. You can use that any time, man. And you go up in the shower, next thing you know, you get written up. Your first time ever been arrested, now you going to the hole. Okay? And we're going to get into all of this. And the reason why I'm giving you information, because a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters, a lot of people never been here. And this is a major experience that people go through. And some don't survive. Some people hang themselves, because they're not used to being in confined areas. They're not used to being told what to do. They miss their loved ones. They worry about what their girl doing, their wife doing, honestly. I would say girl, honestly. What their wife doing, who she's with right now. You did her wrong, So a lot of this stuff is, you did her wrong when you was out here, you was running around, whatever. Now you in there, you figured all things that actually getting me back. You can't sleep at night. You're not going to probably eat food for like 3, 4, 5 days. And we're going to get into all this as well. You're going to be tossing and turning for maybe a week because you're sleeping on a bed that's uncomfortable. You're sleeping around people you don't know, people that's criminals in the same room, the same cell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you how to survive and stay alive in the prison system. From the time of getting arrested, what you say, what you don't say, from the time being escorted to the prison system, so have you, and what goes on behind that wall that a lot of people don't get a chance to expound on, or they have to go inside to get that information. So I'm giving you the information so you'll know not the one to go there. It's not a glamour home. It's where it takes real men. It takes men and turn them into little boys. That's what it does. It will take men and take some men and so-called men into little boys. And real fast. That's what happens. So, I didn't want to go too far with this, so I hope inshallah that this part here was a benefit as well. It's going to be like maybe 15 to 20 parts to this before I'm done, okay? Because it is a lifelong lesson, and I want to share this experience with you so that, you can try to prevent yourself from going to prison by doing everything that is correct, so forth like this here. And if so happened you had to go for protecting your family or whatever the case may be, whatever it is, that you know your rights and you know the law and you know what you're supposed to do and what you don't supposed to do from the time that you get arrested, from the time of being in that prison, from the time that you get released. Okay? So, shout out to Ada. I'd like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala foremost for giving me the opportunity and taking me through the life that he took me through for this experience so I can help someone else. And I'd like to thank the people for supporting S24 Protection Academy, Self-Defense Academy, in our endeavors. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك واشهد ان لا اله الا انت واستغفرك واتوب اليك. السلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته.